Alcott behind home plate says play ball. Fasten those seat belts. Off we go in Game 7 with ball 1 from Shane Bieber. Rodriguez homered against Bieber in Game 3. He then singled against him. He does not have a hit since. 0 for his last 12. On the ground, and there's a hit to snap the skid. Into the corner. Extra bases for Julio Rodriguez to start Game 7. And there is your first star making an impact.
There's and you know the guy that's coming to the plate. He's beat up, tired. He's hit some homers. But what he's got on his mind is drive him in. Get him over, drive him in. And in Game 7, whoever gets that first third of the game really puts the manager in a nice spot from a decision-making spot. And man on second, nobody out. Seattle must score this run.
Here's another 3-2 from Bieber. It's a fastball to finish him off.
I mean, that's a great pitch to a great hitter. Tied him up inside and established an incredible at bat that he got him inside for a run or two, but it's not the end of the world.
Ground ball right side past Guerrero. Here comes Rodriguez. Barger has a cannon, but the throw is late, and Seattle is on the board in the first inning of Game 7. Josh Naylor drives in Julio Rodriguez, and the Mariners take advantage of a leadoff double.
And that is a big, big run. That's only their 5th run produced not by a home run with runners in scoring position. So they rely on the long ball for sure, but that hit right there got them a run they could. When you get on the road, you want to get ahead.
He's not going. Here's a bouncing ball left side. Cut off by Clement. The third baseman hits the runner. They get the out at second, but they won't get a double play. Wow. Onus is on Clement to avoid the runner. Naylor didn't do anything to go out of his way to have that throw hit him. And so the inning continues. Well, I don't know that he didn't do anything. In fact, I changed what I said. It's a jump into the throw, and I guess John Schneider, upon seeing it a second time, there does have a case.
Well, they teach you to make the guy get down. You throw right at him, and he turned his back and actually kind of jumped. So.
Rarely does an umpire make that call, but they are going to say that he did go out of his way, and it's an interference on Naylor. So a double play finishes off the inning. Mariners get on the board in the first inning on a base hit from Naylor, scoring Rodriguez.
To be effective than he did in that previous game.
Springer leading off Game 7 with a walk. Springer at first, 1 away. Here's the 0-2. Hit hard and through. 10 out of his last 16. Jay's looking to punch right back. First and second with 1 away.
Yeah, great hitters. They don't see 3 in a row and not do something with it. And that's why the second one surprised him. The third one was not. He was on it.
He has hit everything in this postseason, every pitch type, every location. Tying run into scoring position. Varsho grounds one through into center field. Springer chucks for the plate and ties the game. Both teams with a first inning run. Varsho knocks in Springer.
Curveball down, and he does a great job and just goes right up the middle. They were playing the pull.
Oh, 2 from Kirby. There goes the runner on a drive to center field. Rodriguez goes back. He's got a beat on it to end the inning. All right, series tied at 3. Game tied at 1. Mariners take advantage of the leadoff double from Julio Rodriguez. Jays take advantage of the leadoff walk. We're off and rolling in Game 7. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball. Base hit into center field under Jimenez. Leadoff man on again, and it has been in all 3 half innings in this game.
So much for no stress.
Right?
Yeah, that's step 1 hasn't been executed yet. And now there'll be some stress on the bases for the Blue Jays with the speed of Rosarena.
Well, he's not gotten on too often, but when he on the 1-0, he left it over the plate and it smacked into center field, a base hit. Back-to-back hits to open the second for the Mariners. Things not quite turning the corner like it was last week.
It's not. There's some hittable pitches, and you don't want that. Now your manager's going to take notice and really start, the wheels start turning. When that pitch backs up, he's lucky it backed up and kind of jammed him, because those are recipes for deep fly balls that don't come back.
Squares, bunts it. Bieber's only play is at first. Successful sacrifice from J.P. Crawford. The Mariners playing a little bit of small ball right here to advance the runners to second and third.
Trusting that Rivas is going to be able to put the ball in play. I'm assuming the infield will be in. Right away, pressure on the home team.
Rivas in the lineup. One of the reasons that he is that he gives them something they don't have a whole lot of, and that is that bat to ball. Rivas chokes up and he strikes out. Bieber backfoots the breaking pitch. 2 out.
Experienced pitch. And missing it by a foot. That's really trying to make it happen. And another strikeout for the Seattle Mariners offense.
Second and third, 2 away. Bounces the first one back to Bieber, who's out of the jam. Mariners miss an opportunity in the second. And now a 2-2 pitch. And a high drive to left center field. Lucas on the run. That ball's gone. Julio Rodriguez, in the biggest game of his life, is delivering. Doubles and scores in the first, homers in the third, and it's 2-1 Seattle.
Makes it easier jogging after you foul one off your shin. There's the foul ball. This is the pad. And then there is the hanger, and he didn't miss it.
Second time that he's homered against Bieber in this series. Mariners back in front. Raleigh with a bouncing ball to first. Guerrero's there. He'll feed Bieber for the first shot.
You can't see his eyes, but they lit up right there. When a hitter gets a ball in that spot with that spin, it gets launched.
They're locked in early on in game 7. Polanco grounds one sharply and through to center field for a base hit. It's already the 6th of the game for the Mariners. Snaps an 0 for 13 for Polanco. So a couple of guys that came into this series slumping have broken it. Polanco and Suarez looked at each other like said so. One of them called it. Here's Bieber's 2-2 pitch. Rosarena chases strike 3. But the biggest star shining brightly in this game 7. He started it with a double. He's broken the tie with a home run. Seattle's got a 2-1 lead. 1 win away from the promised land. First time that he's faced Raleigh in this series. Farland fires. Cal hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. It is gone. Raleigh joins Rodriguez delivering in game 7. The 2 biggest stars for the Mariners showing up when it matters most.
This guy's amazing. Seattle knows it. The rest of the country is about to find out on the year he had and the amount of innings he's catching, and just the It's not that easy. It's not that easy.
5th home run of the postseason for Cal Raleigh after 60 during the regular year, and it is 3-1 Seattle. Now Naylor wraps the ball to right center field. On the move is Varsho. He's there. For the first out of the 5th as Raleigh connects on the home run.
I believe this changeup goes in the wrong spot. Yes, it does. It's supposed to be away, and it just cuts in, and that is that perfect stroke, launching home runs all year, and says, I'm not done. Add 9.
More to dump. Well, we talked about it right off at the top. He's been our best guy all year. Basically, it doesn't matter that he's only pitched once in the last month. He was going to be the guy for the top spot among those 3 starters. A pop into shallow center field and counter for left will put it away. Rodriguez has already made his mark. Now it's the big dumper sending one to the seats. 3-1 Seattle. 1 win away from a place they've never been. And back in Seattle, folks have their eyes glued. As deep as they've ever been, as close as they've ever been. Pressure cooker of the postseason in a Game 7. That's exactly what he's issued right here. A leadoff walk to the 9-hitter, no less. He got a chase for strike 3. Comes back from walking Jimenez to lead off the inning to strike out Springer quickly.
Low release and great breaking ball. See that low release and then that spin tight outside.
Woos 1-1. Bouncing ball to short, could be 2. Crawford running throw, double play. There it was, and they'll face Guerrero to begin the 6th. Seattle 3, Toronto 1. Counting outs, 12 of them from the World Series. Gosman's 3-2. Robles plugged back into the lineup, has gotten aboard twice.
Somebody's going to move on and be happy, and somebody's season ends.
Ground ball to short, could be 2. There's 1. There's 2. A 6-4-3 double play to wipe him clean.
Tailor-made version on a guy that can run.
So they get Raleigh with the bases empty. Chris Bassett has already begun warming. Nobody warming in that Seattle bullpen. And instead of him facing Raleigh, who has homered against him 4 times in his career, including in this series, they'll put him on intentionally and go to work against Naylor. 3-0. Ball 4. The second walk, 3rd with the intentional of this inning. And they're 1st and 2nd for Polanco. Bouncing ball to 2nd. Counter for left for the 1st. We stretch in Game 7. The Mariners 3. The Blue Jays 1. Barger takes ball 4. Leadoff walk. Tying run coming up. Ground ball, base hit center field. Bottom of the order, doing it again for the Blue Jays. Tying run aboard in the 7th.
Breaking ball just stood right there in the inner part of the plate, and he took it right up the middle. If he makes that pitch, turn the corner, it's a ground ball more towards shortstop.
Pete Woodworth, the pitching coach, coming out. Bizzardo continues to warm. Laid down. Rue to 1st. 1 away. Job well done by Andres Jimenez as Barger moves to 3rd. Counter for left for the 2nd. And George Springer comes to the plate. With the Mariners chasing that game from behind, that included facing Springer. One more look at him. The 1-0 pitch. Arozarena watches it go! George Springs' Jose Bautista moment. This one deeper into the playoffs. This one could send him to the World Series.
It's not the World Series, but if Joe Carter had that jacket, he'd be wearing that jacket. Now that jacket has had the biggest moment of the year to this point on Springer. Frenzy, I set him a little short. It's beyond frenzy here.
Base hit right field. Bizzardo comes on for the top of the order. Homer single. Oh my God, says Ernie Clement. He is Canada right now. Ernie Clement, everybody's saying that. Vlad Jr. hooks a line drive right at Arozarena. Almost took his glove off. Back to the bag goes Lucas, 2 out. 113. Strike three call on Kirk. Yeah, you can't play with fire too many times, and they did. George Springer, one of the great postseason hitters of the generation, has launched a 3-run home run to turn this game upside down. It is 4-3 Blue Jays. They now are 6 outs from their first World Series in 32 years. Dalton Varsho leads off and bangs the first one that Andres Munoz throws into right field for a leadoff hit. Munoz into the game an inning too late. It's just as big as part of Infield as it is anybody else. They do this better than anybody, though. Robles is thrown, not close to in time. They've got him cornered with nobody out.
This was great running, and he deked Robles. I want you to watch how he looked like he was going to stop, and that split second is all Robles needed. Watch the runner. Okay, he's going to slow down and stop like I'm stopping, and then he gets it in fast motion. You can't see it as much as we saw it up here, and he did a great job. Just that little pause, and then he takes off to go to third, and I saw Robles look up like, oh, he's not going, and it was too late.
On a 2-1, Barger pulls it to first, and it's a line drive double play anyways.
Oh,
wow. There have been like a million double plays the last 2 days. This one goes Seattle's way, and they've got a chance to get out of this unscathed.
Oh, man. That's exactly the only thing that could have saved them, and it happened. Really, Clement, nothing you can do about that. Infield drawn in. He's getting a secondary lead.
Yeah, it starts to smell a little funky if you don't get him in. Up the middle. Rivas is there, and somehow Munoz gets out of this inning unscathed. All right, folks, fasten those seatbelts to the 9th inning of Game 7, a 4-3 game. Rivas starting the 9th. And he's down on strikes. Flames a fastball by him, one away in the ninth. Two-two pitch. Target in the ninth.
That's what it's all about.
A strike away for Jeff Hoffman and the Toronto Blue Jays. The payoff. He will shoot him out. And for the first time in 32 years, the Blue Jays have won the pennant. They come back in the series. They come back in game 11. And they go from last place to the World Series.
How fitting it is that the only position player on Toronto who's been to the World Series is Springer. And he's the one that sent him to the World Series. They've got a couple pitchers that have had some experience, but no other position player.
And on that bad knee, it looked like it was questionable that he'd even be able to play in the final two games of this series after he got drilled in game 5. Meanwhile, for the Mariners, another chapter in this history of heartbreak. The closest they've ever been. 2 shots to get to the World Series for the first time. And the Jays take both.